Hey everyone, my name is Sakaris, welcome back to the channel. So we started off last year with a video about a YouTuber getting accused of pedophilia, and it was a good video and all, but I thought we'd change things up a little bit this year, so for 2022 we're gonna start it off with a video about a YouTuber getting accused of pedophilia. By now, I'm assuming a lot of you have probably heard about the EDP445 situation. This isn't something that's exactly new. This whole situation happened, I think, like 8 months ago. It was a long time ago, and I kind of regret not making a video about it when it first happened, but whatever, we're here now and we have updates. A channel by the name of SunnyV2 has made a very nice 13-minute video basically outlining what has happened to EDP since the original controversy, going through the EDP445 subreddit, basically just gathering different pieces of evidence for what has happened to him since. Now that video is a bit longer, it's like 13 minutes. If you want to go check it, I'll leave it in the description, but what I'm going to be doing is just summarizing the whole thing into a nice little, 5-minute build battle commentaries or whatever, and also going over what pieces of evidence I think are true and what I think is not true. So EDP445 is not a stranger to controversy. His channel was centered around very, well, let's just say content that you normally wouldn't see on YouTube. As Sunny puts it in his video, YouTube is a platform where people typically walk around on eggshells trying not to offend the great Susan, Polish last name or whatever. EDP445 just didn't really care. He just made whatever and his fans liked him. I think he had like 2 million subscribers at his peak, a little bit more than that. And actually, before the whole original situation, there were a lot of rumors being spread around about him potentially having some stuff going on with some underage girls, some underage fans, which, I think everyone was probably pretty quick to dismiss. It's not exactly uncommon for people to accuse big YouTubers of things even when they're not necessarily true. But little did everyone know that those people were actually right. In April of 2021, a group of, I guess, like vigilante pedophile hunters intercepted EDP going to meet up with, I believe, a 13-year-old fan, to which EDP provided the single greatest excuse anyone has ever had in the history of YouTube, that he was just going to get a cupcake. But anyways, we're not here to talk about the original incident. We're here to talk about the fallout of the incident. So what happened immediately after that? Well, the evidence outlined in the pedophile hunters video was pretty damning. There was a lot of screenshots of like these DMs and all this stuff. And this led to EDP losing about 10% of his subscriber count pretty much overnight, which may not sound like a lot, but for YouTube, that is a fairly large number of people. But that didn't matter because he got nuked off of the internet. Basically every platform he was on banned him. YouTube, Facebook, Cameo, Instagram. He even tried to start his own website, but had a falling out with the developer, so that never got anywhere. He just got Hiroshima bombed out of existence on the internet. All of his accounts on pretty much everything got deleted as soon as those companies were made aware of the controversy, and his life basically got flipped upside down. And because of this, he ended up moving from Bakersfield, California to Henderson, Nevada, where he got a job as a Lyft driver, and then shortly after got fired. Someone that recognized EDP445 just happened to get him as their Lyft driver and took a video of him, or took a couple of screenshots, I guess, and posted it on their TikTok. And then basically all the like EDP445 vigilante hunters notified Lyft that he was a pedophile or whatever, and then they got him banned. Apparently the same thing happened with Uber Eats and Grubhub, although there's less evidence for that. And what there's the least evidence for is that he might have applied to Chuck E. Cheese, which I just think is absolutely fucking hilarious, because you specifically try to think of places where you would not want a pedophile to be employed. I'm pretty sure Chuck E. Cheese is going to be like #1 on that list. But like I said, this is unconfirmed. There's very little evidence for that. And honestly, it just kind of sounds too good to be true to me. So I don't think that that is an actual thing that happened, but it might have been, I don't know. Anyways, after getting fired from all his jobs and being pursued by these trolls, EDP applied for a legal name change. His birth name is Bryant Moreland, and someone basically discovered that he was trying to change his name through the Henderson, Nevada County Court or something like that. I'm not really sure. But when you go to that page now, it says no results found, which either indicates that his application was maybe rejected or maybe it was successful. We still don't really know. But as a lot of people have pointed out, and once again, as Sunny points out in his video, it's not really going to make any difference because the way that people are finding EDP is they're recognizing him by his face. So it's not really going to change anything. He's still going to get harassed in public. He's still going to get probably kicked out and fired from any job where he has to like show his face. People are just going to recognize him. It's not really going to change anything. The trolls ended up pursuing him all the way to his apartment complex where they were basically harassing the property owner for a while until he decided to just kick EDP out. And apparently ever since then, he has been living out of a suitcase in various hotels where the trolls have still been following him and trying to get him kicked out of the hotels he's staying at. Yeah, basically there are people who are actively trying to ruin this guy's life, which is kind of sad, but I'm gonna be honest, he kind of deserves it. All right, final bit. A YouTube channel named Matt Simon 818 uploaded a video that EDP had been arrested, although this probably isn't true, and he provided pretty much no evidence for this. And then in response, another YouTube channel named Felipe, who was a former friend of EDP, also claimed that EDP had been arrested and was being held at the Henderson, Nevada Detention Center, but this also had very little evidence. The only thing he could provide was a screenshot of 4 no caller ID phone calls, and when someone on the subreddit tried to go look up records that a Bryant Moreland was at the Henderson, Nevada Detention Center or any other prisons that EDP might be associated with, they couldn't find any record of him being there. Although, once again, if he did get a name change, that might be why they couldn't find a Bryant Moreland there. However, Felipe says that he was addressed as Bryant Moreland in the phone call by whoever I guess the operator was. So, you know, once again, as Sunny says in his video, really anyone can say anything they want about EDP at this point because, well, he's not on the internet to defend himself. So essentially, to wrap that all up in one nice big burrito, the cupcake event happened. He got nuked off the internet. He failed at starting his own website. He moved to Nevada where he got fired from a bunch of ride sharing and food delivery companies. He got kicked out of his apartment and has essentially been homeless and been constantly harassed by trolls ever since. You know, some people may say that's sad. Some people may say that's a little bit too far. I personally think that meeting up with a 13-year-old girl and then when you get caught claiming that you're just there for cupcakes is a little bit too far, but you know, that's just me. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys did like, make sure to like and subscribe and all that. There's a link to my subreddit in the description down below, which I promise you isn't just about pedophilia. So if you want to go check that out, you know, hang out with me. I check that fairly frequently. So yeah, if you want to go check that out, that's down there. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one and goodbye.